Nissan Stadium, not a seat to be had as playoff football and certainly playoff fever have descended upon the Music City of Nashville, Tennessee. It's the first of 6 games here on Super Wildcard Weekend, and we are underway on EA Sports. Velus Jones now from his end zone, and he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now a 2nd and 10. They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6. Here's a give to Jones running left. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Burrow on play action. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 8 and a first down. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And it's 2nd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Now it's Burrow. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Back to throw here. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, Do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll go again here with Akers. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
3rd and 5. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. A great play there. 39 yards. And the Titans will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Groupie able to add the PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive. Something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, and lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
From the 31, here's 2nd down and 5. An inside give, Brown. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. So a nice run there, and I have to think a strong running game of the playoffs, maybe even more critical than the regular season. And if you go by the numbers, the man they have running it here, he was the best in the NFL.
And since he led the league in rushing yards, I think it means he's going to see the ball a lot in this game, too, because that's what they're built like. That's what they're built around. So I think the offensive line, the tight end, the wide receivers, everyone is coming together, wanting him to get the ball and get it often, and they want to carve some holes out there for him.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 43. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. From the gun, a give to Brown. Fights off the defender. And he's got it to about the 40.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 29-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
Sliding out of the pocket. This will be caught once again by Brown. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And the give to Brown on the option. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Second and 6. Right back to Brown. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 3rd and 3. This is Brown going up the middle. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They're going to run for it. It's Moss. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
2nd and 7.
Check it backer.
19 Tiger.
They'll set up to throw. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Cooks will come in motion right. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. And they've been kept off the scoreboard in this first half, but here toward the end, they're trying to change that in one fell swoop, but that winds up incomplete.
from the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. That's complete downfield to Okonkwo. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A run between the tackles with Breida. And down to the 36-yard line here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. 3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game. But after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
Check back 27. Check back 27. I got you, son. I got you, son. Mike 27. Mike 27.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That'll be complete to Okonkwo. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the 1st down at around the 22. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
On 4th down, on his groupie to try the field goal. It's a 39-yard attempt right hash. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the 1st half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
On the handoff, this is Brown. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Now, that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block, but the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes, so when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida, and he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. It was Myles Murphy who fired in and got him to the ground. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
They're going to look to throw. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A nice throw from the rookie out of Miami, and it's going to be good for a first down. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. They'll drop to throw. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Breida, he'll try the right side. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Set, go.
Now a give. Akers running left. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Cam Akers, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Titans are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Burrow will throw. And that's incomplete.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminate it.
3rd and 2, now Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Play action, it's Burrow. That's once again complete to Chark. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Burrow looking to pass. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that will bring up 2nd down. Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the 1st at the 32. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow 1st down. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Mike Gesicki from 17 yards out. And the Bengals are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
So a big play coming up for the Bengals as they'll indeed go for 2. He'll buy some time right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jonathan Jones.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they are looking good. A 2-score lead here in this 4th quarter as they hope to capture a spot in the divisional round next weekend. They'll start on the ground with Breida. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Lion.
Shift, shift.
Let's go. Stop low 18.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the second time. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were, and that is caught one-handed. Oh my, he pulled it in. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 71 yards. And the Bengals have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Important extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Come on. Hey, 18 Cardinal.
Hey, switch gears. Check.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd down and 6.
Viking 18.
Check. He's coming. We got double up.
Ready.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he is going to have a Titans first down, and that should just about do it.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a first down.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college.
And now the rookie's free. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
Our eyes and attention are on the fullback. Big time carry, big yardage. But how about the guys up front, the offensive line? A lot of people think they may have to block it differently for the fullback to get big yardage. They really don't. Because he's big, strong, and powerful, a lot of times he makes his own way. They may not have to block as hard.
They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them one step closer.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Titans are winners here as we say so long from Nashville.